Hello everybody and welcome back to Heartbaked. We are now on to the final route, the Radley route. We have done Benjamin, we have done Carver. We failed on both of those the first times around, and I had to go back and play them again to get our hearts up far enough. Hopefully with Radley it'll be a little bit different. I guess we'll find out. So let's do the usual. We'll go on through and play the game and see where we end up. Let's go. I woke up with a heavy heart. Oh, it was 5 a.m.? That was new. I'd never been an early bird after all. The daunting task of choosing the best genes for my sweet baby cake. I wondered if the cake was going to resemble its father. I definitely couldn't wake up this early. My brain was unable to work in this environment. I grudgingly scrambled to my feet, deciding to go for a walk around the town square for Benjamin, squash my rival for Carver, or stay and get some baking done. Let's go, Radley. We will woo you today. I let out a long sigh. Did I really want to make this cake? Was it really necessary? Bad Tiger. I patted my cheeks a few times, filling myself with determination. Of course it was necessary. I needed to beat that Carver into the ground with my fantastic baking skills. I will show them all that I am definitely the best baker in this village. I made my way down to the front of the store, my newfound determination in tow. One glance out the front window let me know that it was way too early for anything to be alive, but I wouldn't let that stop me. I marched into the kitchen, and as the lights flickered on, I set into my usual routine. The familiar quiet of the kitchen started to set me on edge as I began to think more and more about that cake. Why did it have to be love? That's stupid. Who needed love when you have work and delicious pastries? By the time the cupcakes were in the oven and the cookies were cooling, I heard the tinkling sound of the door in the front opening. It must have been Radley, but he was earlier than usual. Okay, Tiger, time to get your flirt on. I went out to greet him and then paused as door as my thoughts caught up with me. Radley? Was I really doing this? My nose crinkled as I peeked out to see what he was doing. Radley was busying himself by sweeping the already clean storefront. Okay, maybe he wasn't all that bad. He could be kind of funny? Sometimes? Probably. Well, there was that one time with the goat and the pineapple. The timer on the oven started beeping loudly. I ran to it and turned it off as fast as I could. Not quite fast enough. I quickly threw on some oven mitts, opened the oven, and started to pull out the tray of cupcakes. Hey, Ty, I didn't know you were up yet. Oh, I just realized, because I'm doing the Radley route, I am going to have to do that voice this whole time. And I am, 95% sure that I am going to, not do it well for most of the time. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. And also, my name's Tiger, if you guys didn't notice. So we've had Kitty and Benjamin, Bee and Carver, and Tiger and Radley. Let's go. Radley was standing in the kitchen door, leaning on the broom with his usual stupid grin plastered across his face. Yeah. I woke up early. I stared at him awkwardly for a second once again, questioning what I was doing. A wave of heat from the oven reminded me that I was still holding a very hot tray of cupcakes and letting the oven heat my shop in the process. I put the tray down and slammed the oven shut. Why was I being so awkward? This wasn't like you, Tiger. Here's hoping Radley wouldn't notice. I mean, of course he wouldn't notice. It was Radley. Okay, he noticed. What? I glared at him and he just giggled in response and started sweeping in the kitchen. He just had to start sweeping in here, didn't he? Actually, it's not a bad thing. This gives me a chance to, flirt with Radley. I shuddered at the thought. We grew up together. We've been best friends for as long as I could remember. This feels almost gross. Alright, think of the cake, Tiger. The cake. Hey, Radley. He looked up at me and I turned to face him directly, attempting to flip my hair, but my braid just flopped around awkwardly before plopping onto my shoulder. Okay, that was a flop. I tried to save myself by leaning on the counter as casually as I could, which wasn't casual at all. He stared at me for a second before erupting with laughter. What are you doing? My eyebrow twitched. I just noticed that your arms look rather muscular, while you were sleeping. Have you been working out? I shot him what was supposed to be a smile, but whatever it was caused him to laugh more. "Aw, shucks, Ginge, these old things." He brought his arms up and flexed, showing off whatever amount of muscle he had. It wasn't much. Yeah. No, really, Rad's looking good." I shot him the most awkward thumbs up of my life. "Good pastries, Tiger, what are you doing?" He replied with a broad grin and a thumbs up right back. He went back to sweeping and I looked around. Did he not get that I was flirting with him? How dense could he be? My rather painful thoughts were interrupted when the familiar tinkling noise came from the front of the shop. "Oh, was it time to open already?" I walked out of the kitchen to see a woman. She held her head high and had on an expression that said, "I know I'm better than you." "Hello, welcome to Tiger's Pastries. How can I help you today?" I greeted her with a smile and cheery voice, pushing away the awkward atmosphere, though I was probably the only one who felt it. Yes, hello. I would like a dozen cupcakes." She had her arms crossed in an expensive-looking fur coat. It was draped across her shoulders. "Please." "Oh, I'm sorry, but the cupcakes aren't quite ready yet." I gave her a sympathetic smile. She replied with a look of disgust. "How can you call this building?" She said the word in a way that would make you think it insulted her mother. "A bakery if you can't even supply your customers with baked goods." "Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, but the cupcakes just aren't ready yet. I can't do much about that, now can I?" I crossed my arms. "You could be working on having those cupcakes ready." She raised her voice, obviously displeased with my tone. The nerve of this lady. How did she expect me to make cupcakes while she's here complaining about nothing? I was about to give her a piece of my mind when Radley came out of the kitchen holding one of the large to-go boxes. "Hey, y'all, miss." He spoke fast and shoved the box into the customer's arms, and she shot him a dirty glare. Before I could say anything to either of them, he grabbed me by the elbow and dragged me back into the kitchen with him. I heard a snooty followed by the clicking of heels and the door opening, then closing. Did she even pay? Radley, did you just give cupcakes to somebody who didn't even pay? Excuse me, this is a business? Radley looked like he was ready to explode from having to hold in laughter. "Radley, what did you do?" I gave him a stern look, but he merely shrugged. "You remember that cherry feeling you got a while ago? That you were all excited about? The gross stuff?" He nodded, looking entirely too pleased with himself. "I mixed it with some frosting a few days ago. Was going to save it for you, Carver, but since she didn't want to wait for the good stuff..." "You didn't! Radley, that's a customer!" "Yeah, but Jen, she was a bad customer." He was about ready to burst from the seams, and I could only shake my head. If it was anybody else, I would probably be furious at them for scaring away a customer like that. Oh man, can you imagine the look she'll have on her face? Now I wish she stuck around to eat one. Well, kind of. It'll be priceless. He finally let his laughter go. "Oh, we should follow and see." His laughter was contagious. I couldn't hold it back anymore, and I joined him. I'd rather not be there when she gets mad, though. I think we should get back to work and actually make some good cupcakes now. We both stopped laughing, and he nodded as he went to go back to his tidying. I realized just how close to each other we were. I decided to seize the moment and try to flirt with him one more time. I reached down and grabbed his shoulder. "Hey, rats. How did flirting work again?" "Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, I appreciate it." He looked confused. "Why are you thanking me? Of course, Ty." He was so tense. Okay, maybe I just sucked at this. Let's just get this over with. "So, Radley." I went to flip my hair flirtatiously and remembered how badly that failed last time, so I settled for tucking my bangs behind my ear and looking up at him. I wiggled my eyebrows a little and grinned. "Would you?" "Oh, yes!" He jumped up excitedly and my hand fell from his shoulder. His eyes were filled to the brim with excitement and his grin seemed to be even larger than usual. Was that even possible? I didn't even... "Still, yes." "Radley, Yes, my heart's telling me that it will always be yes." He jumped up like a small child and looked at me expectantly. I don't even know what to say to this. I didn't even say anything. "So you don't want to bathe? Okay then, strip." Oh my god. man. I'm seriously feeling okay then strip, guys. Oh my god, I'm gonna end up with a terrible ending because this is gonna be like all pranky things. You know what? I'm gonna go in the distance, guys. About to play, it's fine. Fine. If he won't even let me finish my question, I might as well just tease him. Oh? I raised an eyebrow and smirked. So then you don't mind stripping down and running around naked. That's great. I wasn't sure I was ready to ask you, but it seems like you're pretty eager. Radley's eyes twinkled mischievously. Oh, Ty, you don't have to be so shy about it. He reached up and started pulling up the bottom of his vest. His undershirt starting to lift along with the vest, and it took me a minute to realize he wasn't about to stop. Radley! I took off my hat and tossed it in his direction, shooting him a glare. He started laughing and dropped his shirt, smoothing them out to the way they usually were. I marched over and grabbed my hat, placing it back on my head with a huff as his laughter finally died down. Here, I thought you wanted me to take my clothes off. I was just trying to fulfill your hopes and dreams. If you want to do that, then he should just fall in love with me already. If he doesn't, then my dreams will be toast. I have to make this cake so that I can squish Carver like the bug he is and bring fame to my bakery. Radley? I fluttered my eyelashes as best as I could. If you care about fulfilling my hopes and dreams, then would you like to go on a date? Before I could say anything else, the sound of the doors jingling rang out once more. For a moment, I was worried about the hoity-toity woman from earlier had returned. One peek out of the kitchen door told me that my fears were unwarranted. Hello, Mr. Mayor. I stepped confidently out from the kitchen and greeted the mayor with the biggest smile I could manage. Hello, Tiger. How are you today? He was a jolly older man who made sure that he took the time to get to know everyone in the village. I'm just great. Is there anything I can help you with? Yes, well, I came to ask about some of the preparations for the festival. Do you have a moment? I noticed the clipboard he was holding for the first time when he flipped through the pages that were attached to it. Yeah, of course. Great. Well, I just have a few papers for you to sign and check over. Do you have a pen? No, I probably have a pencil around here somewhere, though. Yeah, we had industrial ovens, but we couldn't even get a hold of pens. I've been forced to use the twigs that most people refer to as pencils. I checked behind the counter and found one of the only pencils I had laying around. Got one. Great. Okay, so he started reading through the papers, which were just forms asking permission for the media to talk about me and my bakery. There was also a document to sign saying that I would be making a speech on the day of the festival. By the time I was done talking to the mayor, the sun was already setting. I was glad that today wasn't a busy day, though we were interrupted a few times by customers. I was starting to feel tired when he made his leave. I stepped back into the kitchen to find that Radley had finished all the cleaning and left for the day. I let out a sigh. Just my luck. I hardly got any time to talk to him today. Oh well. I'll just have to try even harder tomorrow. You better be ready, Radley. Radley. But he's my best friend. This is for the cake. I can do it. I should make more cupcakes. Oh my god, that's the cutest little picture down in the corner of them. She just looks so adorable. Little braids. Oh, well, we got a little bit of heart. I mean, it's not like a lot, but it's some. And some is better than none, you know? Yeah, you guys know. Since I've been failing so often already. Anyways, so it looks like we are so far on the right track. I don't know if Radley actually realizes what we're running to ask him or not, but I think I'm ready for this. So, you guys know the drill. Have a great weekend. Have a good week. And good night.